Welcome to another episode of Unlocking the Mind Behind Make More, Work Less. Hi, my name is Fong. I'm an entrepreneur, business strategist, real estate investor, speaker, and also a best-selling author. And every single day, I help others unlock the potentials and guide them to succeed. Today on Unlocking the Mind, we talk about another cognitive bias. And the reason why I have this show is so we can better understand how our minds work, how we can make better decisions, how we can negotiate better, build better relationships, and sometimes avoid certain cognitive traps. So for today's cognitive bias, I'm going to ask you a question. Would you say this is true or false? Somebody came up to me and says, you know what, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, all that stuff doesn't work because my brother's girlfriend, roommate, maid, houseworker said that it doesn't work because it doesn't work for them. Well, if you said, yeah, that's true, then you might actually suffer from insensitivity to sample size bias. But if you say, no, it's not true, then you're okay because you understand that one kind of scenario does not mean it's all for everybody else. Here's another question. What if I said there was two convenience stores? One is a huge, big convenience store that sells lots of lottery tickets. And then another smaller store also sells lottery tickets, but just not as much as this other store. And then one statement comes out and says, well, this store actually sells more winning tickets than the average province numbers show. If you say that A, the larger store would sell more, or B, the smaller store would sell more, or actually, this is a false statement because the average should be average for both stores. Well, if you said C, that the average should be the average for both stores, then you have also fallen to the insensitivity to sample size. Because the truth is, it's more likely that the smaller store that sells less tickets would actually have a higher average of winning tickets because of the smaller sample size. And when we have a smaller sample size, there's a bigger variance of stuff. So what exactly is the definition of insensitivity to sample size? Well, this is where people judge the probability of attaining a sample statistic without respect to an actual sample size. When we're looking at statistics, when we're looking at data, when we're looking at information that comes into us, we need to go and assess where that data came from. What's the sample size? How many people was asked so that we could actually come up with a good conclusion? When one person tells you that this doesn't work, well, business is no good, or the economy is no good, and that one person told you that, that doesn't mean that that one person's perspective is equal to everybody else's perspective, or actually what's going on. It may not just have worked for that person. And therefore, you have to ask the question, who's telling you this information and what kind of sample size you're looking at. In general, when you're looking at a sample size of only one digit, well, basically that data is pretty much useless. You need more people, you need more questions, you need more data to come up with a better conclusion. When you have a sample size of 2 digits, well, it's still kind of weak because the variance could still be there. And then if you have a sample size of 3 digits, that's good, but it could be better, but you could probably base your conclusions or base your decision based on a sample size of 3 digits. If you get into the 4 digits or more sample size, then you have a really good sample size of what you're doing. Now, you also need to look at what constitutes that sample size. You want to have a good mix, a good sample within that size. But still, you have to ask the question, how many people are there? How many data points that you're looking at? And is it too small or is it a good amount for you to come up with a good conclusion? So next time when you are approached by a certain statistic or approached by a certain conclusion, think about what is that sample size? Are you seeing a large variance within a small sample size? Or is it a good sample size where you can actually go, you know what, that information is legit. That information is something I could go by. So that is the insensitivity of sample size cognitive bias. And if you like this episode, please go back and watch some of my other episodes on Unlocking the Mind. And if you like this show, please go and watch some of our other shows like the Peak Potential Success Show, the Mastermind Bites, and also the Make More Mind Bites that's up every single week. Thank you very much for all your support. Please like, subscribe, and comment. I love seeing those comments. And until next time, today is the day to unlock your peak potential. We'll see you later.